All right, how everybody doing today? So Super Bowl 60 is officially set, as y'all can see. So I wasn't wrong about Seattle because hold on. When I did those gematria videos about the Bears and the Bills, those videos was before I inverted the logo. When I inverted the logo, then I said, okay, Seattle. That make a whole lot of sense. Yes, the Bills and the Bears also share connections to Super Bowl 60 through gematria. They did. They definitely did. The Broncos also had connections to Super Bowl 60 and gematria as well. That's why I wasn't really switching teams. I was kind of like going through those three teams right there because I was kind of like, okay, it's one of these teams. Who is it? So yeah, it was kind of like it was actually a little bit hard for me to figure out. Yes. I didn't think it was be the Patriots because the Patriots just came off a dynasty 5 years ago. And they have a rookie. On top of that, that's why I thought it wasn't really the Patriots. That's why I didn't think it was the Patriots. But Seattle is correct. And this green here, this is neon green. This is on the logo. And yes, y'all were correct when y'all said Patriots is blue. So technically, I really wasn't wrong. I really was not wrong. And this right here is from my previous video. If y'all remember watching this video, y'all heard what I said. I said if they go east, it's probably the Bills, right? That's what I said. But it wasn't the Bills. But technically, the NFL still went to the east. So technically, I was right. I was very fucking close. I was right, though. I was very close. When the Bills lost, I thought they changed to something else when the Bills had lost. I'm like, okay, they're not picking the Bills, so it might be the Broncos. Because the Broncos also share connections to Super Bowl 60. That's why I was like, okay, so maybe it might be the Broncos. And it wound up being the Patriots. Yeah, so technically it was the Patriots. But I wasn't wrong when they say they go when I say they go to the East, the AFC East, because they've been in the AFC West for too long. They hit the AFC not the East, the AFC West 3 years in a row. 2023, 2024, and 2025. That's 3 years in a row for the Chiefs. The Chiefs made Super Bowls 3 times. And for the NFC, I say if they go to the NFC North, it was the Bears. But if they go to the NFC West, it's Seattle. And if y'all watch that video of this is from the old video. But if y'all watch that video, y'all remember I said that. If they go to the West, it's probably Seattle. If they go north, it's probably the Bears because they haven't been in the AFC, not the AFC, the NFC North for 14 years. Well, technically now it's 15. 15 years now and counting. But at some point, they will hit the NFC North. At some point, I just don't know when. At some point, they will. But I did say if they go west, it's probably Seattle, and that's exactly what I said. And this chart here is accurate. This ain't a chart that's deceiving people. This is an accurate chart. This is the chart for all the Super Bowl wins and losses from each division. All the teams from each division. How many appearances, how many losses they have. This is the entire AFC. I gotta update the chart now because I gotta put the Patriots right underneath here. But you could definitely see where they go at. They hit the West and the East more than they do North and South. It's the same thing for the NFC as well. They hit the East and the West more than they do North and South. Same thing. And they hit the West. They hit the AFC West 3 times back-to-back years. 2023, 2024, and 2025. That's 3 years in a row. Back to back to back to back to back. And they went to the East. And technically I wasn't wrong when I said they go to the East. I was not wrong when I said that. They go to the East. I was not wrong about that. Because I did say if they go East, it's probably the Bills. I did say that. I did say that. They picked the Patriots, though. That's still a team from the East. So technically, I wasn't really wrong about them going to the AFC East because that made a lot of fucking sense. They've been in this division too long. And I already know it probably wasn't nobody from the North because the Steelers was the first team to get eliminated. in the wild card round. It was the first one to go. So that immediately crossed out anybody from the AFC North. I'm gonna show y'all an example of them hitting a division 3 times and then leaving. I'm gonna show y'all an example of that, and that's from the NFC West. They hit this division 3 times back-to-back years, 2013, 14, and 15. That's 3 times they hit the NFC West. Where did they go after those 3 years? They went straight to the NFC South. Panthers and Falcons, 2016 and 2017. After that, where did they go? They go straight to the East. Philadelphia Eagles. They see how they hopping around. Sometimes they might sit in the division for a while. Sometimes they might actually sit in a division for a while and just sit there. But eventually they won't sit there for too long. But eventually they will move out of that division. That's exactly what happened in the AFC West. They sat in the AFC West for too long, and they moved out of it. So this chart here is very pretty much accurate. You can figure out where the fuck they go at using this chart. You can definitely do that. And y'all can use this chart too to figure out where they go at. Y'all can use this chart. Because I made this chart to figure it out. And this is kind of helping me. Because you can figure out where they're going at and where they go next. But I tell you for a fact, they're definitely going to the NFC South next year for Super Bowl 61. And that's most likely the Panthers. The Panthers have this weird ass 11 years pattern. When you look at the entire NFC South, they have this. The Panthers have an 11-year pattern. Every 11 years, they appear in a Super Bowl. That's very interesting. Same thing with the Falcons and the Buccaneers. The Falcons have a 17-year cycle though. Same with the Buccaneers, also a 17-year cycle. That's why it took so long for the Buccaneers to win another Super Bowl. That was a 17-year gap. It also made a lot more sense as to why Tom Brady went to Tampa in the first place, because Tampa's 17-year cycle was up. And Tampa winning Tom Brady winning the Super Bowl in his first year with Tampa. Come on now. That because Tampa was on a 17-year cycle and their time to win a Super Bowl was now. And the NFL picked them to go to the Super Bowl and win. So there it is. So Patriots might be the first team to get 7 fucking Super Bowls. I know that shit sound crazy, but it is what it is. Hold on. Yeah, based on this right here, all logos inverted side by side. And yes, the color logo theory still stands. Ain't shit changed. It's still fucking changed. I mean, it still stands. It still stands. Ain't nothing changed. Seattle and Patriots. This red Chiefs, Eagles, and this red and green here, Chiefs and Eagles, and then the shit here is Rams. Some people were still saying Rams in my comment section. I'm like, bruh, if it was the Rams, the Super Bowl 60 logo, right, will look like this, inverted. This gold and blue, it will look like that. But it didn't look like that. It looked at blue and red. Then as you look at this logo, this blue and red is really overpowering this neon green. So this might be a signal that the Patriots might win here. Same with it's kind of like similar to this one. This logo, what is 50, 57? Is red. The red is overpowering the green. And for 59, the green was overpowering the red. So here, the blue and red might be overpowering the green. So this might be Patriots wind up winning. Yeah. Patriots win the 7th Super Bowl. That's insane. The Patriots be the first team to get 7 goddamn Super Bowls. What this tells me is that somebody out of the Cowboys or the 49ers might wind up getting a 6th Super Bowl at some point, because the Patriots might get their 7th and another team might get their 6th. Out of the Cowboys or the 49ers, this is one of those two teams. So what fracture and transition becomes now? With Patriots and Seahawks, the season doesn't end in fracture or transformation. It revolves into containment and closure. A better label is pressure versus structure or resolved. or simply continuity under stress. Nothing breaks, nothing flips, one system outlasts the other. So the winner of Super Bowl 60 will most likely be the Patriots, and the Patriots wind up getting their 7th fucking trophy. That shit sound crazy, but it is what it is. There is nothing you can change about that. But this is the end of the video. Y'all have a nice day.